Uh, Thanks for coming in and watching. For those of that are watching, right now I'm just gonna do a little bit of things. I was gonna do this in the nighttime, but I'm showing the importance of getting a connection in, and I'm showing over of what we need to get the screens working, transferring over from in here into over here into the end of the screen. This is one of the most important things, and what I'm working on along with others is the new game that's coming out. I thought it was the mystery game that was going to be coming out, but in 2025, what's more being said is Skyblivion is going to come into the into our screens, and so I'm going to show here. There's a problem. This is the inner system, and what we have to do is we have to work on the inner system. Right here was working just perfectly, but it's not working very well as you would think. So in the places, some of the places that I work with is scripting in Elder Scrolls, and as you can see, going in here, this is getting ready to launch and everything, but it doesn't exactly work. And I'm going to show you guys how to save some information. Over in ESO, when you're playing either High Isle or Necrom, for example, I play High Isle, I stay in High Isle. So in order for us to save the information properly, we have to have the proper information saved. So what I'm going to do here in the what's called the creation kit or the creation club, we need to get this properly running, which it's not. And so I'm going to just launch it here. We're launching. We're launching. You would have thought that the game was gearing towards Skyrim, but it's gearing towards Skyblivion. We're using the old graphics over from places like Skyrim, and also the majority over in Oblivion. So what we're going to do, hence the name Skyblivion, Oblivion, Skyblivion. It's a new thing. So in here, you get in here, you're like, what the heck? How am I gonna get in there? Well, you just, most people, they'll go into the back into the screen, and they'll exit the game. That means right here where we get back. You see what I'm saying? Over here, you see a big picture, and you think of the fifth version of Elder Scrolls, but we're not going into the fifth version. We're going into a new game here in the future, and it's been said that it needs to be set in the year of 2025. That's, I mean, really soon. I don't know what's going on, but I had it calculated to where 2035 is the correct date to have the game transferred over onto the screen. But there's the majority of the people are saying 2025, so we're going to try to hit the goal of 2025. So we're going over here in this end over on this is just one console. Getting the game over on our screens, you might have a different console that you're working with. This is the mainframe that you see for Elder Scrolls. Inside, it brings us a connection, and that needs to be known more to where how we're transferring the data going into the screen to where you see things like this. You see the game series such as High Isle being presented on the screen. That's the important thing. I was over on another site. I was hoping that I had it in. I went in there twice just about 10 or 15 minutes ago, and that did not work. So what I'm having to do is I'm having to just do one little screen. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of sophisticated tools to make the screens to whether we have like 20 different screens. Why would you need 20 different screens? Well, there's purposes for having 20 different screens. in different for a company. So, anyways, going back in here, this is going to help us create the game of Sky Blue. Right in here, as you see the tutorial of the fifth version character over from Skyrim. This is not meant for Skyrim. It was meant for Skyrim, but as you can see, there's going to be some issues if we don't understand. This could be multiple things. This is the Creation Club was working, but it's not working properly like it was, and so went back down to the bare bones of the engine. This is another form of what this is called. This is part of what's called the creation engine, creation kit, whatever you want to call it. Some of you are not going to want to get in here because this is just being developed again, and I'm showing you guys how we can save information to where we can get back onto the screen. This has been scripted up to where you can save the information. This is the most important thing of right now, to where we understand how we can save information in Elder Scrolls. It's just like an operating system like Microsoft or Apple. We need to learn how to save information. Over in High Isle, there's no specific point to where it says save the game. Over in Oblivion, which I might take us over here in just a little bit on showing getting Oblivion on the screen. I'm going to show here really quick of how we cannot get into Skyrim through here in the mainframe computer. This right here is Skyrim. Is the fifth version of the special edition game of the fifth version. Just gonna start launching it. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is big news in Elder Scrolls, and showing what's wrong and what needs to happen. As you can see, you may have not seen the screen over in Oblivion. There's a different screen that you might see that you don't remember. I'll show it here in a little bit. As you can see, we need the pin pointer to work. Hopefully you can see the pin pointer. Let's see if I can see it on the screen. There we go. Okay. So this right here, as you see, we have the lights. The lights are on. Okay. But it doesn't. The trigger. What we need is the trigger to play to whether we can exit. We need to where we have support, where we have options going into the settings of the game, or to actually play the game. As you can see, this is an important thing. The only thing we know off of this picture that we have to go off of is Vesta. So this is an important thing. Later on tonight, I'm going to go further in with Vesta. Vesta is an important thing, going in and getting a connection in for Elder Scrolls. Vesta deals with many different games. So what I'm talking about with Vesta is the only place in Elder Scrolls that we know for Sky Oblivion. You see what I'm saying? Sky Oblivion has not come out. It's set to come out in the year of 2025. But as you can see, cannot play the game. We have to have a console where it's able to show the game in live. This screen is available to where we can see the game actually played. I can get the game looking like perfectly fine. This on this end right here, this is the for the modded version of games such as Oblivion, Skyrim, or High Isle, or some of the earlier games of Elder Scrolls. This is the inner system of where we work on getting like modifying the game. So I'm going to go in here. I'm showing you right now that there is just barely anything. The bare engine just barely works. I got it going to where the pinpointer is going in here. It's working. Okay. So the right in here, I'll show you the controller settings right here on here. As you can see, this is the official layout for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Social Edition gamepad with camera controls, whatever that means. I don't know what camera controls mean, but we can go in there. That is that. That's the layout for the fifth version. That's there. Look at what we have to do going in here, getting a little bit further. It gets a little bit more complex as the system grows. As you can see, this is a lot more complex than you might have thought about. Just seeing like the game on the screen. This is the programming, the scripting of the game. This is going to be so much fun when the game is actually presented correctly and to where we have Sky Oblivion coming in. It's not working off of Skyrim. We're working off of the coding program of the fifth version, but we're actually coding the fourth version. Do you see what I'm saying? Or do you hear what I'm saying? This is a really good thing. So what you guys will want to do, I'm not sure on the Euro behavior, Euro, whatever it is. I put it as joystick, and this is the important part right here of where you guys want to pay attention if you're in this specific system, because Skyrim cannot be played right now for some odd reason. So what you guys want to do to get into the screen, I'm showing this how you can get your pinpointer to where we can locate. At least we have the lights blinking on and off in the inner system. Right here, where you guys go into the controller settings, is you want to go to the right trackpad behavior, and you want to set it as a map. It gets really complicated, as you might think. Like, do I put it as cancel, straight mouse shift? What do I do? And so that is right there for us. That is the most important thing, to where we have the mouse, where we can put the mouse all over the screen to where we're gonna click. Now the thing about the click, I have been trying to get where it says LG and RG, the left hand side and the right hand side. I have it on the right hand side to where they're getting the right trigger, where we're trying to trigger the play button, or the options button, or the exit button. It's the actual button that we have to pinpoint. When we can get there, we've got the game running. That's the point of what I'm explaining, of where I'm going with this. So right here, as you can see, the lights are on, but there's no game. So what we have to do is we have to go back into the. If you have the system here, you'll understand how complex this actually is. You're gonna want to get the let's see here. We're just gonna this gets really complex, but I'm going to see how I'm saying with exiting out. Unsaved game data may be lost. And so that's right there. If we don't have a saving mechanism, we won't be able to save the information that we need to. And so going where we're going to get the saved information to where we can save the things like controller settings, to where we can press the options button, where we can get into the settings, to where we can program the buttons, and that's going to go in to the creation the creation kit. I call it the creation club because it's part of a team, Elder Scrolls team. We're just going to go on here over into the creation the creation club. Once people get here, then and get involved, at least we can start calling it creation club. But it's the creation kit, right? Or others call it the creation engine. We need the creation kit to work. So I'm going to launch this. This is big news in Elder Scrolls because the programming is starting to run. We have information now in which I'm explaining to how we can get in here. As you can see, this is the pinpointer is working, but we don't have the mechanism working for where the play button, which everyone wants to go in and press the button, and to where we can play the game, or what game you want to play. This is a really good thing. But I'm going to where did I go? About as war as example. Okay, as you can see that this went in to I just chose one of them. Okay. Now this right here, okay, right here, you want to click on this to where it says default world. Whoops. That's just that's acting all wacky. As you can see, sometimes like the button, this is actually acting wacky. As you see, I pressed the go button, and we got all of the information of the Y and X axis. The Y and X axis is the pinpointing tool that's used in things like what's called nav mesh, where we create those lines into where we have the animated creatures or NPCs, where they go down into a line, and this little box where you see the land, the knob mesh will have like a creature that's programmed to go into a straight path and a street of like within the game. And so right here is the important part to learn of what we need to know to save the information to getting back over onto the mainframe of the console. So right here, as you see the X and Y. Right over here, as you see, like you could choose any one of these for right now. We could choose like 2 X2 Y2 or 0x 1y. That's the important thing of getting that in here. When you first go in, it's going to say something about, do you want to script this? You say yes, and then you got to do it about like 3 or 4 times, and then you will be able to get into the screen here to where you'll be able to save the information. So I'm going to just choose this isn't real. Let's just choose one as X. One as X and 0 as Y over in the second cell of the wilderness within the creation kit. Okay, so we're gonna press again here on one X and 0 Y. Oh, cool, pretty cool. So as you can see right here in the second cell is 1X and 0 Y. When we have the X and Y axis, we're gonna have to look at the geometrical shapes on what, I forget what X and what Y is, whether X is going up and down, or whether Y is going to the left and to the right. I don't remember exactly, but this is what has been learned and what is being programmed right now. So this is creating the means for us to be able to save the information of the pinpointing of the bar. So when we either go to the options or whether we go over to the play button, I'll show you guys here right now. See, like I'm gonna press the go button. We got back over into the creation kit, the creation engine, if you want to call it. So this is an important stuff. I'm gonna go back over to Skyrim, and I'm going to launch the loading screen of what you just saw with the creation kit. Right over in here of what I'm talking about with the play button, there's nothing to where we can press on the options. There's no like button to like press on the touchpad right now. But what in the creation kit, where X1 and 0 Y, as you can see, I'm going to draw an imaginary XY axis. As you can see right here, the XY axis, it looks like about right here on the screen is where it's not touching. So what we need is the coordinates of when the light, our imaginary XY axis dimensional box, the imaginary box, it's probably more than likely right about where the point starts on both the X and Y axis is right about here when we go in, when the lights start lighting up. So right about there, yeah, it's right about there where the point right here, as you see the emblem for the 5th version of Elder Scrolls, is where the point for where we have for the beginning point of the beginning and the ending point of the XY axis dimensional box. As you can see, there's 3 boxes here in the screen of what I'm explaining. We have the first box. I remember I was going over. I would call it the imaginary reel and the extension, the extension or something like that. This is exactly how the screen is being programmed. We have one side one screen, we have a middle screen, and we have a third screen, a third box. These things they need program, and so with getting the X and Y access program, we'll be able to go into the four buttons that are currently available. The light the lights are on, but the trigger hasn't been programmed. We have to look into more about how to program to where we press the trigger button, we start being able to play. So I'm gonna go over further into just seeing it. Okay, this is gonna get better with where we see Sky Oblivion starting to where we can run the game. This is some pretty fun stuff. Here, stray dog, you're going in the bathroom. Get there. All right. You see, I just talked about the X, Y axis, and we have the pointer. This works. This is beautiful. So how are we going to get Sky Oblivion? How are we going to get it going? As you can see, ElderScrolls.com doesn't work. Doesn't work. It has to be the ElderScrolls.com. TheelderScrolls.com. As you can see it here, there's some information. I just press an internet connection is required to load this content. Wow! An internet connection is required to load this content. This is on the web. Wow. You would have thought. Yes, Buster. Yes, Buster. Ding, 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 ding. Livio. Sky Oblivion. As you can see, we have the buttons. This might look a little different to you. It looks a little different to me. Last time I did play the game. So if you're just getting in here into living this is the creation engine being transformed into Sky Oblivion. It's going to be absolutely sweet. As you can see, we have our exit button, we have our credits button, we have our options buttons, we have our load button, our new game playing button, and we have the continuing. Now, this is the difference between of what I understand and what others may understand also. When it says continue, or whether it says load. That's the same thing. Continue and load is the same thing. So I'm going to choose load from the place that was that I played on yesterday. It's assumed that when we hit the continue button, we're going to continue from where we last played in the game. So this is going to help us for when we get Sky Oblivion developed. Um, do we want to? So I'm just going to go into the load here. As you can see here, I'm over here near the Imperial, of what's called the Imperial City. Now, where is Sky Bolivian? Where is the where is Sky Bolivian? Where's it going to start? Are we going to start out in as a prisoner inside of a cell, and then Emperor Uriel comes in and saves our butts to get us out of the prison? Is that going to be the same thing? When you guys start understanding where the beginning storyline for Sky Bolivian starts, we're going to start out as a prisoner. But where we're going to start out, that's a good question. So right in here, this looks like there's only one that was saved, but there was multiple. Now it looks like this in the system, this is the only thing that was saved of what it looks like. So we should be out near the boat docks, out near the Imperial City. Continue from your last saved key. Yes. We're loading. That's a little different. There we go. Hey there, buddy. What are we going to use for? I'm playing kind of as a monk character. This is like some consider this a Mythic Dawn outfit. I consider it a crimson red part of the Dark Brotherhood. If you're not familiar with Elder Scrolls, don't worry about what I'm saying. But this looks more like I'm playing as a monk character. The character that I play in most games is Redlia, and so as you can see, this is a good portrayal of Redlia going outside of being a prisoner and starting her journey into the wonderful world of Sky Oblivion. So, is this going to start out of Cyrodiil in Sky Oblivion? This is an important thing. Now, the quest of where the literal character name is F. It's an actual male character, but I'm just calling the character Red. So the trying to the shape of the character is important. The important thing, and getting the proper things known about the character. We are supposed to go over to the whining priory. Right now, Redlia is carrying the Amulet of Kings currently. And in Sky Oblivion, what's going to happen to Redlia? What's going to happen to Redlia while she's carrying the Amulet of Kings? Good question. Good question. Right back into studying in Elder Scrolls in the current series that we are working on in High Isle is we're working on Blackwood. It's the second quarter in Elder Scrolls, and this is some good stuff that we're working on. So this is an important step in developing Blackwood for Elder Scrolls. The all of the zone information is available for you guys, as you can see here, and a game that's being promoted is Clash of Clans, and you can go over there and most likely over in Google Play, and you can install that game. That's pretty good stuff. So as you're on your drive, this is some fun stuff. What can we find out about Blackwood before we start delving into Sky Oblivion? Is there any information of Sky Oblivion in Elder Scrolls yet? That is the question. So we have some information here of Blackwood. As you can see, we're going a little bit slow, like in the XY axis. You're gonna have to look at your geometry to figure out that XY thing. I'm not going into that just yet. As you can see, we need the mapping system to work. Blackwood is a very swampy, kind of swampy land. Kind of like getting near Black Marsh. Over in High Isle, we can't go over into Black Marsh because that would be going beyond territory lines, and so we want to stay on the lines of Blackwood. And so we're moving forward from Blackwood, and we're looking forward going from Sweetwater Cascades overlooking elsewhere. Some pretty sweet stuff. So going in here, just looking a little bit more, getting the system prepared. Might not look like it, but we're slowly getting there. Where do you want to go over in Blackwood? You want to go to Arpenia? You want to go to Bloodrun Cave? Boom Vault? Orksig? Undertow Cavern? Get underneath your toe and say like, "Hey, is that cavern? Are you where's the cavern under your toe?" Or you can go to Volnalk. Or you can go to Zeed Sai. All of these things will be fun and develop for within Blackwood, which will help us gear towards Sky Oblivion. There's all sorts of people that have to get involved with the different implementation teams that are available in Elder Scrolls. Getting involved is very easy, and there's a lot of people that we need help from. And so if you're looking to get involved with Elder Scrolls, there's plenty of places to get involved. For some odd reason, the bugs are just coming out. I don't know why. But we have a big place which I kind of go to over in Blackwood near Sweetwater Cascades is the town of Leylowin. Leylowin is one of the bigger towns, and it's one of the biggest towns in Tamriel. And if you get the opportunity to go over into Leylowin, you're gonna enjoy being over there. It's some pretty sweet stuff. So we're gonna go over, get back here, and check out if there's anything in Sky Oblivion. There's all the information that you need is available for Blackwood, as this will be talked about year in, year out, and this is the current season to be talking about Blackwood because this is the second quarter in which we're talking about the first DLC of High Isle. Pretty sweet stuff, huh? All right, so we have this kind of the little what looks like Layla Win. This picture looks like Layla Win. Let's see if there's anything here on Sky Oblivion. If not, we'll just go right back over into Blackwood. Sky Oblivion. Sky Oblivion. There we go. So this is a really good stuff. So looking in here, this is just looking in a little bit further into the future of the game for Sky Oblivion. It might be considered a mod, but it's not going to be considered a mod for much longer. And by the year 2025, we have to have all the things running, and we have to have a lot of people online to get the game running a lot better. So there's a couple there's not much of a search like as far as Sky Oblivion goes, but there is information. So this is a very good thing. So we'll go over in here. The reason why this says Skyrim mod Sky Oblivion is because the creation it's part of the creation engine, and one of the pictures is part of the fifth version of Elder Scrolls, and so don't worry about the picture because it's involving getting Oblivion redone, like remastered into the game of Sky Oblivion. So this is good to know. So I'm gonna look at here, see what information we have. This is on here: Skyrim mod, Sky Oblivion, Skyrim mod mods, blah blah blah. General, the Elder Scrolls Renewal Project, Skyrim mods, Skywind, UESP Wiki News, Sky Oblivion release year announced. Now this is some good stuff. Right in here is what the expected date in which Sky Oblivion will be released. And it's saying it right here of the year of 2025. This is some good information to have. Sky Oblivion looks like the release year is announced for January 15th. Oh wait, the release date was actually talked about on the information in here is January 15th of 2023. Most likely Sky Oblivion will be released in June of 2025, just like most Elder Scrolls games in the years that are to come. Every Elder Scrolls that was released before, most games were released in June. And so most likely we can kind of expect Sky Oblivion to be released in June of 2025. This is some pretty good stuff. Right over here, I'm going to go off of the go. I'm gonna keep quiet and let you guys kind of just look at this, kind of let this stuff materialize and soak in your minds that about Sky Oblivion coming in. That's some good stuff. Got back here and looking in some of the books coming up in for Elder Scrolls. I want to wish a happy birthday for those who have a birthday today. There is another Elder Scrolls member that their birthday is today, of what I've seen. So happy birthday! As we look over into Sky Oblivion, getting ready for Sky Oblivion over in 2025. Assumed that Sky Oblivion will be released in June. This is going to be some good stuff. So looking in here and really quick before we get back over into Blackwood. What do we have to look forward to in Sky Oblivion? As some of you may have seen here earlier, the first glimpses of Sky Oblivion being played on the screen. Super fun stuff. What's Sky Oblivion going to look like when we first get into the game? Well, we're going to start out being a prisoner like we always are, and then we go on from there. So Sky Oblivion is a community effort. And what that means is there's volunteers, and we need a lot of volunteers to help out with getting the game going in. It's rich and rewarding to be able to work with the game within Elder Scrolls, and so we need a lot of volunteers to help out with the game. That's what this game is about, is volunteering your time to getting the game onto the screen. That's the fun stuff. So looks like here Sky Oblivion, a community effort to remake the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion in the iteration of the game engine from the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. It has officially announced that the project will be made available to the public by 2025. The project first began development in 2012. Then we went over into the online, more of the online stuff in 2015. It's like when some of you were 15 years old, little hatchlings out of Blackwood, you started to develop. Where am I going to go after Blackwood? I'm going to go to Sky Oblivion. Sky Oblivion will bring with it the entirety of Oblivion into Skyrim, including all of its expansions, some cut content, and brand new additions. Big stuff happening, as you saw. So looks like what is going to happen on my end is I'm going to be working over in all of the files. They're going to be transferred from Oblivion over into a page, or like a little like internet buttons that you see in some places, like on a website. You click on that button, and then you go and like, well, hey, that's a cool place to do some stuff. Lots of stuff to do in the project. So a copy of Oblivion and Skyrim with all expansions on the PC will be required to be able to play Sky Oblivion. So you guys are, if you want to play Sky Oblivion on your PC, if you have a PC, you're gonna have to get all of the downloads and all of the copies from Oblivion and Skyrim to where you can play Sky Oblivion. So the official announcement trailer, it can be viewed in certain places throughout the web. You can find out more about the project as well as volunteer over on the Sky Oblivion website. You go over to Sky Oblivion is it .org or is it .com? You're gonna have to check it out. And then you go the /volunteer. Then you can go and you can start volunteering, and then you can go over and you can meet me over in the Sky Oblivion Discord, and you can talk to me. Pretty sweet stuff. So that's what I'm doing over in Sky Oblivion currently, is I'm getting to where we can talk to each other. That's some pretty sweet stuff. Huh? I love it. I love talking to people, and so if you love talking, go over later over onto the Sky Oblivion Discord. Get involved in there. Go look around in the stuff. There's a lot of people that are getting involved in Sky Oblivion. There's some people that are not. So you pick and choose. Really can't pick. If you're going to be in Sky Oblivion, go into the Sky Oblivion Discord right now, and then get involved in Sky Oblivion through there. Later on tonight, I will be in the Sky Oblivion Discord later on there for you guys to talk with me. I'll be able to answer just about any kind of question you have about the game coming in. So some questions I won't know. So going back here, we're going to look into Blackwood. Okay, so Blackwood. What is there on Blackwood? That's some pretty sweet stuff. We're looking at the deer earlier. I mean, like the online side of Blackwood or the lore of Blackwood? Or like the Oblivion Blackwood? Now, you don't want to go into Oblivion Blackwood. I mean, that would just be too much. So in Sky Oblivion, what are we looking at? In the just as much as we're talking about Blackwood here for High Isle, in Sky Oblivion, you guys are going to start thinking of Roscrea over in Sky Oblivion. So as the first entrance into the second quarter of Elder Scrolls lore, going into Blackwood. What do we have in Blackwood? There's some good stuff. This doesn't look like Blackwood. It doesn't. That does not look like Blackwood. There's some trees. Wow, so Blackwood is, the type is a region, a province, not really a peninsula, like some of you Necron people call it. It's a region. Now, province is kind of what it says around Cyrodiil and Black Marsh. I'm sure there was fighting that was going on between Cyrodiil and Black Marsh. And then Cyrodiil's like, we don't want to fight anymore. And Black Marsh is like, yeah, we kind of don't want to really fight over the Neban Forest. So we'll just call it Blackwood. Because Cyrodiil likes wood. Now, what the heck is this? This is a term that have you ever heard that? Demonym, Blackwooder, appears in Oblivion and ESO. Let's see here. So the page here in Blackwood, it's being redesigned a little bit. So give this some time. Blackwood looks like what started in the year of the second era of the year of 581, when the first developers started developing within Blackwood over in the year of 581 over in Sweetwater Cascades. Some pretty sweet stuff. Blackwood is the swampland east of Leilowin along the Trans Neban. They probably call it Transneban because they thought the Argonians were cute. And they're like, we'll call it the Transneban because we're a big culture. It's adjacent to the Black Marsh border. The waters from the swamp drain south into the Topol Bay. Topol Bay. So when you're kind of over looking in the back of Leywin, you can see Topol Bay. Now, is that Topol Bay? Good question. That's a big old bay. Topol Bay. Topol Bay. Blackwood. Blackwood also shares many common traits with the imperial province of Black Marsh, such as climate, geography, and wildlife. Due to it being directly adjacent to the province, it is dark and woodsy, hence the name Blackwood. Blackwood. Some pretty sweet stuff over in Blackwood. It is nightly, and has a charm to it in Blackwood. What happened has been theorized that the Bretons went all the way over from Glenumbria, started traveling over to Skyrim, and then started traveling down from Skyrim over into Cyrodiil through the Neban Forest, then settled over in what's now today called Blackwood. Pretty sweet stuff. The land west of the Lower Neban was ceded to Cyrodiil by Elsewhere in an agreement between the Count of Leywin and the Main, just prior to 3E432. So there was a big old fight in the Third Era. Elsewhere was like, yeah, we don't like coats like going around. We don't like kitty coats going around. So we got to have some sort of agreement. So the Britons stepped in, like, okay, we'll just take over and we'll take care of the land, and that's what happened. So it's not uncommon for some to get lost in the trackless marshes east of Fort Blue Blood. Have you ever been to Fort Blue Blood? Fort Blue Blood? It's more on like the northeast part of Blackwood. Looks like Fort Blue Blood. So the native Blackwoodians, they call themselves Nebanese. Better than calling yourself a dog. Nebanese of Blackwood. So if you are dead set and you are a die-hard Blackwood player, you're most likely a Nebanese. You're most likely Breton. You're Nebanese of descent. It's pretty sweet stuff. So the notable places over in Blackwood are obviously Leywin and Gideon. Those are kind of the most notable places in Blackwood are Gideon and Leywin. Those are two of the bigger towns in the country. So if you're looking to settle in Blackwood, two places that are really good to to kind of settle in are Gideon and Leilowin. Leilowin's a bigger town than Gideon, but Gideon has a warming charm to the town. There's a bit more of like Argonians that are occupying inside of Gideon. That's okay. The Argonians they like to stay in places just like Braytons do too. And of course, there's some bears in the in Blackwood. As some of you will get further into Blackwood, there's things called the fauna in Lost Depths. And what I always say is rise to your depths in Lost Depths. So we remember Lost Depths. It's a dungeon part of dungeon part of High Isle. So that's something fun to look at. And then what we can do, this is a good spin-off here for for High Isle. So when we get done like dungeon delving over in Lost Depths, we can sit back in the third quarter and we can watch the Necromians play Scribes of Fate in their dungeon DLC. They're dungeon delving. Some pretty sweet stuff. Looking into getting ready for Blackwood into the coming into the third DLC. If you're really into Blackwood, coming into the third quarter, you're gonna want to look more into Lost Depths. Right now, we're just getting into the second quarter, and so we have to get more accustomed to the game and the country of Blackwood. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna shut up and then just kind of let you guys look at this. This is some really sweet stuff to get prepared for inside of the wonderful world of Blackwood. You might want to check the elderscrolls.com. Whether we're in the first or second quarter. Might be the first quarter. Go to the elderscrolls.com. We're in September. I think it's the first quarter. Blackwood. Blackwood. Rise to the depths and lost depths. Okay, just got back here and looking in here into the map here in Blackwood. It's in green, as you can see the pinpointer being that's circulating in Blackwood. Well, when we were looking at the map earlier with the Dream Stride, where's the Dream Stride? It was noted as like Grotwood. I think Grotwood is right here near of what's called Somerset. There's a distinction and a difference between the countries, and looks like Valenwood was trying to swallow up too much too much land, and so elsewhere and Somerset got really mad. And so they're saying, "No way, dude! No way! No way! You are not living there." And so what's happening is going. It's been pinpointed of where you see Blackwood. It's kind of a small little area, whereas elsewhere is developing where the D in Valenwood is, and going down to where the where the larger bodies of water begin. So it looks like elsewhere is going to start where the D in the map over in Valenwood um, is connected, where before elsewhere goes up into the country of Cyrodiil. So this is good to know of seeing the little dimensions and the little lines being put in for the mapping system. It's good to know. Good to know because there's too many countries in what's called Somerset. Somerset is like a big Russia. What I'm talking about with Somerset is you look at places called Valenwood. You look at a place called Grotwood. There's multiple other supposed countries that are called, and there's just a bunch of fighting otherwise. If the country's just not called as one country as a whole. So as the word you see right now where it says Valenwood, it's technically Somerset is occupying the land where of what looks like until like Valenwood is a suburb of Somerset. So over on the D, where the Valenwood is where the line is drawn to where elsewhere starts to make it a lot easier to understand. As you guys get further into the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about on how confusing these things can get if they're not taken care of. This is going to be some sweet stuff going over into Sky Oblivion, and we're looking at the most likely in the Cyrodiil area for Sky Oblivion, like beginning in the Imperial City. It might be different as the game gets progresses. I'll see it what's being talked about, and so I will be able to explain like where the beginning storyline begins in Sky Oblivion. It's going to be some sweet stuff when everything comes in line. Back here, check out some more stuff on Blackwood. The season in Blackwood. That is just sweet. Some sweet stuff. So I'm going to shut up, and this is just some sweet stuff. That is just a sweet picture, and think about those fauna. Think about those fauna creatures. Wow. Well, I'm hoping you had a good drive, and if you're just getting in the car, you just woke up, getting ready for Blackwood to be be in Blackwood tonight. And if you're not in Blackwood, you can spend some time with me later on tonight over in Legends. That's always fun too. And so we're gonna get gearing towards getting the connection. If you missed out, the some of the guys they saw the first glimpses of Sky Oblivion being played. Some sweet stuff. So what we have in Black for Blackwood, we saw some of the depiction of what Blackwood kind of looks like. But what does Blackwood have have to offer? What does Blackwood have to offer? You're just probably thinking here in the next quarter. You're thinking about going over and dungeon delving, like some like to go and like sit in a cave all day long. If you're getting off of work, you're like, I want to go and sit in my cave now. Oh yes. So we have Gloommeyer. No, I've never heard of Gloommeyer before. Gloommeyer? I might have. I might have like stumbled upon Gloommeyer before. But what have you ever seen Gloommeyer? If you're a high isle player, do you know anything about Gloommeyer? I don't. So gotta look in. This is some pretty sweet stuff. Gloommeyer. So it's a town. It's a town near those Necromians. The Gloommeyer or Gloommeyer proper is a swamp on the southern side of Blackwood. So I can totally see you Necron people are fighting over who Gloommeyer belongs to. You know who Gloommeyer belongs to? Blackwood. Yeah. Mm. There's no more fighting over Gloommeyer. Blackwood's got Gloommeyer. Gloom, giving you Gloommeyer eye. Hmm. If you're driving in a car and you're going home from work, you're sitting there like, yeah, I do not want to be home with the boys. But then you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to play in Blackwood tonight and check out what's going on in Legends. It's pretty sweet stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it here for a little bit. I'm gonna shut up and we can start thinking about Gloommeyer. Sounds like a beautiful place. I knew it. Uh-huh. Oh, this Necromian females thought they had it all planned out, didn't you? Now, my future wife, we have something to look forward to. I can take you to Greenmeyer. Not good as SpaceX. I'm sure we're getting the spaceship getting closer to Blackwood. Oh yes. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? Oh, good. It's not that Glimmeyer. It's Doomvault. Don't forget your tickets for Lost Jobs.
Yeah, the Gloomeyer's the DLC. Gloomeyer's the DLC. Hmm. I like looks of Gloomeyer. Gloomeyer, you said like you've been Gloomeyer forever. I know. Okay, to let some so there's no confusion. Gloommeyer, it's south. No. Gloommeyer is up to the north. Gloommeyer is up north. No, and look at what that's saying though. Like the with Gloommeyer, Gideon's up north, but it's saying here it's the oh goodness, I could be in Gloommeyer further. That that double way is good enough for me. I know. And I'm gonna call it a time here soon. Going about to end of the stream here in about 5 minutes. If you want to follow along, and if you've been tripping like I have, that's probably a good thing to meet up again over at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Going to be looking over at the Legends game on how that's developed and where we can get support in the forums. That is what's going on tonight. Hopefully, you have a good one. I'll see you later.